Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to another Lost on the Way, but this time we're on my Bliss Lab world. And this is a world that, as you can see below me, is just quartz block. And this is where I've learned my redstone stuff. And it's also where I did a little testing on how to shoot and work with the pillars when I first fought the Ender Dragon. This was my preparation area that I've mentioned to the people that I was playing with, that I might have mentioned in a video. I've been trying to go through. I stopped. I need to get back to it. But I want to say Logical Geek Boy and somebody else were teaching redstone. And these are all of my solutions up to when I last left off. Although there's some projects I wasn't able to do because I didn't understand it. We are here in this episode of Lost on the Way to talk about something that I didn't want to talk about with the other subject of my last Lost on the Way, which was about purpose, because it would the subject I want to talk about today is kind of controversial, and it might put people off, and I didn't want to have people not paying attention to what I was trying to share about purpose. Just in case that it might help them or give them an aha moment or, whatever. So that'll segregate it. We're just going to do a setup here on this world for a Bliss Lab episode I'm getting ready to do. So what I want to talk about in this episode is this whole I'm going to say it's reported invasion by Russia of the Ukraine. Now, according to my mom, what has happened is we need a furnace too. Russia has threatened to have some kind of retaliation or action if anybody intervenes. So in my mind, how Russia is acting at the moment is they're acting as a bully. And the way I see it, when you're dealing with a bully, you have to stand up to him. So if you're on a schoolyard and you have a bully there who is threatening to beat up another kid, and they threaten to beat you up if you tell anybody because they want to be free to threaten that kid and beat him up, and you just let them do that, you are, in my mind, just as responsible for whatever pain or whatever problems that the beat up kid is enduring as the bully, because you're allowing it to happen. You have the power to say something, you have the power to stop, and you're stop it, and you're not doing it. You're not standing up to that person. In my mind, it's very important to stand up for those who need you to stand up for them, who are not able to defend themselves. America has refused to become involved in any way that matters since World War II. And it took them a long time to get into World War II and to start fighting and dealing with the invasion of the Nazis at that time. We just pretty much let them walk all over the Jewish people and all the other minorities and stuff that they were hurting. We just let them walk right over all of that. We didn't do anything for quite a long time. In my mind, America hasn't been in a war that they should have been involved with and should have been in since World War II. That's how I see it. We've let the Chinese invade Tibet. We've left Afghanistan now after all the military effort we put into that. I mean, it just seems like we're not really putting our muscle where it needs to be put. And we have the UN for a reason. We have political and other kind of not involving the army or soldiers or whatever, the military. We have non-military solutions, and we need to use those. Otherwise, what is the point of those? So we need to pursue all courses of action to let Russia know that this shit isn't going to stand. It's not acceptable. We don't want it, and we're not going to allow it, and we're not going to have that happen here in modern society. Russia has no right to be over there in the Ukraine. And whoever's in charge of this, whether it be the president or whoever over there, they need to be taken down and taken in for war crimes. It's as simple as that. And if it comes to military action, then we need to take it. But I am not a supporter of military violence. I do not support going to war and fighting. I don't support going to another country and trying to impose our will on them. I don't think that's much better than what the Russians are doing right now. But I also don't support standing by when we have the power and ability to help and allowing it to happen. If we have to go over there, if all of our courses of action have been tried and our motivations are pure and we're going over there simply to free the Ukraine, keep them from being invaded any further by Russia, then I think that's reasonable. But first, try all nonviolent political courses of action. So that's just my thoughts on the matter. I wanted to get this out while it was still relevant. I'm going to finish setting up this little system here for the tutorial I'm going to do. Let me know what you think in the comments below about this issue and if you agree or disagree. I'm always open to discussion. I'm curious to see what Joe Biden's going to do. It was rumored that Trump was in league with the Russians. I mean, there was a lot of stuff going on in the news about that, but I don't think 99.9% of the stuff you hear in the news is even valid, unless it's like the weather report, possibly. But most of that stuff's bull crap in my mind. But if Trump was still president, I wonder what his response would be, and I wonder what Biden's response is going to be. Makes me curious. I'm curious to see how this is going to develop. I just hope we don't allow it to continue any more than it has. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.